everybody, Diana here at Build a Quilt. Welcome to Wednesday Workshop, not live. As most of you know who are with us every week, Wednesday Workshop is normally live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And unfortunately this week it cannot be because I am filming. If you notice, this is not our typical studio setup and all of that. I'm filming from the 5G function on my phone, so please excuse that. But I didn't want a day to go by and not give you some sort of content and keep us up on our Easiest Quilt Along Ever. So I'm doing this from my phone and it's pre-recorded and I will load it from my phone. So if it's not the same as normal Wednesday Workshop, I apologize. But as you know, as quilters, when we get given scraps, we make something beautiful, and that's kind of what's happened. We have been having extreme cold here in our area for a few weeks now, actually, and our internet service has been spotty at best since last week. But it was out part of yesterday, part of Monday, and today they just all of a sudden took the whole system down to start making repairs. They didn't let us know until almost mid-morning that it was going to be down or spotty until Friday. And today it is like hard down. So I knew that with the 5G on my phone, I could at least do a video and get it out to you. So we're going to make something beautiful regardless of that, right? So I want to show you, I want to start out by once again, thanking you all for being with me. I love it. I love when we can get together. And hopefully things will be back to normal next week. We can only keep our fingers crossed. But the last time we were together, we're working on our Easiest Quilt Along Ever, which we're just making with the Build A Quilt Combo set. Let me get my book over here. The square from the combo set, the 5-inch square from the combo set. And you all know I talked about the idea. It's the beginning of the year. We have a lot of new folks, or we might have scraps left over from all of our quilting the previous year. And I always like to start off with the year with something super simple that can become a quilt. And then you have that joy of having completed this project really quickly and easily. And at the end of the quilting time, we're going to actually do the finished quilting together too. And I apologize for the ring light, all of that, but if I don't put my glasses on, I can't do anything. So I apologize that there's some reflection there. But the last time we were together, we are using the Sarah Renee Clark color cube set to choose our colors, and you guys are choosing 2 of them each week. And then you chose these the last time. These were the 2 colorways. So you made 1 block, 1 4-patch with any of those 4 colors, or with any of their values from light to dark, right? And then this was the other one, and these are those different values. So that's what we did, and I have my blocks to show you. So for this one that we called Summer of 69 because of that VW bug in there, that van. I just love it. I remember those. We had one of those. This turned out to be my block. All scrap fabric, right? Super simple. You guys know by now these come together like that, right? Super simple. Truly the easiest quilt along ever. So that was my block to go with the Summer of 69 card that we chose. That's what we named it. The cards actually was card number 76. And I'll tell you more about Sarah Renee Clark's color cubes in just a few moments, because I have an affiliate link below that you can click on and check those out. They weren't originally made for quilters, but they are truly one of the best things a quilter can use, especially if you are a quilter that has trouble choosing colors. And most people do. That's my number one asked question. So you can always choose your colors with confidence with these color cube cards, because you know that all of those colors or any value within those colors will go perfectly in your quilt. So that was my Summer of 69 block for that one. And look at how well those go with that. Just loved that. Alrighty, and then the other one we chose was, I think we called this one the Classical Ballet, because that's what that piece of art looks like up here at the top. And these were our colors down here at the bottom. Sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 5. I think sometimes there might even be 6, like in, yeah, this one is 5. But these were our colors this time. And this was my block, how my block ended up. And I loved it. So I've got some Tula Pink in here. I've got some Lori Holt in here. Don't remember what this came from. And this is a Silky Solid from Kimberbell, I believe. So those were the pieces I had to make that 4-patch. Let's look at it with the card in front of it. Isn't that great? So I just picked those 4 fabrics based on those colors, and look at how well they came together. And like I've done with some of the other blocks that I've made, I chose a fabric that had multiple colors in it here and here. So this Tula fabric had the light pink and the red in it. And this one down here had this deep teal and the green and the red in it. So I love that, how that brought all of that together. So those were my 2 from this week. Let me tell you now real quickly a little bit more about the Sarah Renee Clark Color Cube. There are 2 of them. Cube 1, Cube 2. Or Cube 1, Cube 2. There you go. Each one has 250 of these really hard, high quality cards in them. Now, there are some other card sets out there that I've seen recently. I will admit I've not tried them, but I'm not going to, because they are like a single color, and on the back it might give you variations of that color. And those are great. If you're really comfortable with picking color, those could be really helpful. But most quilters tend not to be comfortable picking color. And so, unfortunately, those aren't going to help you a whole lot because they're just going to give you one color. You're still going to have to put them together. With the cards from the Color Cube, Sarah has taken some picture of nature or a piece of art, and she's pulled those colors out. Those colors work well together. Now, she is more of a graphic visual artist. She does adult coloring books, that sort of thing. But about a little over a year ago, when I found these on my own, I absolutely fell in love with them. I ordered them because I thought they would work, and I love things like this. But when I got them, I realized how perfect they are for quilters. So now when I have a certain color palette that I love, but when I want to make myself get outside that color palette, I grab a color card, I go to either my fabric stash, excuse me, here goes my voice again, or to my fabric shop, and I will shop from that card of colors. And each and every time, whatever project I'm making, be it a wall quilt, a table topper, a full bed quilt, a child's quilt, a throw, I know that those colors are going to look beautiful together. And this can be really helpful for you. And that's all you have to take with you. And you even get, within the Color Cube, I'm not showing you all of that, but you even get like your hex numbers and things like that. You get 250 of them in a cube. And so earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, I wrote to Sarah to ask her to come on Wednesday workshop and do an interview with us and answer some of your questions. Unfortunately, she can't do it until the end of the year because she is going through a little bit of a health concern that she has to have taken care of. She's going to be fine. But she said we would talk later in the year, and I've got her on the schedule. So hopefully we'll get her here later in the year. But she asked me if I had been, if I was one of the affiliates for the Color Cube since I recommended it so highly. And I said, no, but I would consider it. I did, and I did become an affiliate. So you can check out the affiliate link below, and I really appreciate that, for your own Color Cube so that you can shop fabric with confidence each and every single time. Now, normally at the end of Wednesday workshop, you guys, I show you some cards and you guys pick 2 of them, and that's the colors that we use for the 2 blocks in the next week. And you guys know how fast these blocks go. I mean, making one of those squares literally takes no time at all. But since you guys aren't with me today, since we're not live, I've randomly, this was pretty random, so in fact I'm just looking at some of them here right now. Wow, these are interesting color schemes. Okay, I've picked 4 of them for us, and we're going to be doing not 2 blocks but 4 blocks for next week. And because these go so fast, you'll be making 16 of the individual squares and putting them into 4 patches. You guys can have that done probably in an hour or 2. on a lazy afternoon if you have it, or on a weekend, and you'll have those done. Right now we have 2, 3, 4. We have done 5 of them so far. We'll do 4, and then we'll be completely caught up through this week. Okay, so let's take a look at these now. The first card is card 154. These are really interesting, but I love this picture. Look at that, very winterscape, right? You've got the little a lantern there and the snow. That kind of is what it looks like at our house right now. And it is so cold here, like negative 25 to 30 with wind chill, that we can hear our house creaking and popping. That's not good, right? It's not good. Anyway, when I saw this card that I picked, I thought, oh, that's exactly what's going on at our place right now. But look at the lovely colors that are actually in there. You get an amber. They're calling this cream. This is a very light buttery yellow cream, okay? This is not cream as in white cream. This is definitely a yellow cream. And then, in fact, I'd probably call it butter myself, but cream is the color here. This is a cool gray. This cool gray is a very purplish gray. And then you have a second cool gray. Both of these are called cool grays, but this is kind of a lighter cool gray and a darker cool gray. And then the very end one, that's just your solid black. Now, we had black in one of our color palettes before, and this was my tip for you then, and I'll tell you again. I wouldn't use that as a solid block in your 4-patch. What I do is try to choose fabrics that have that black incorporated in it with some of these other colors. That way it won't be really harsh, but you'll get to see the fabric colors and all of that mixed together really beautifully. So that is the first one. Now, I will be posting a picture in the community forum here on the YouTube channel of these 4 blocks, of these 4 cards, but it won't be today. So if you want, take a moment. I'll give you a moment here at the end, and you can snap a picture of all 4 of these, because I can't get into that area of my YouTube channel right now with the internet situation. So that's this first one. We're going to call that a Dusky Winter's Eve, I guess we can call that one. Just really pretty colors, though. Now this one, we just passed Valentine's Day, but these aren't really, except for the fact the picture is of candy, it doesn't remind me of Valentine's Day, but look at that. How beautiful are those together? Warms, even this aqua teal, which you know I love. Now they're calling that color sea foam. I suppose so. I suppose, especially the lighter version of that could be sea foam. This top one is just white. It's a little bit of that. To me, instead, it's not like a refrigerator white. It's like that candlelit white that I love so much. And then this one is terracotta, chocolate, and dark brown. So you could have milk chocolate and dark chocolate, and terracotta, and seafoam, and white. And we'll just call this one a box of chocolates. If you guys have ever seen Forrest Gump, you'll know that reference, a box of chocolates. And this was card number 180 or 178. And all of these cards came out of Sarah's box number 1, in case you're interested and you want to go look for them yourself in your own boxes. 178. I love those. Those are going to be beautiful as a block. Now this one is, I would have never thought of purples in this underwater scape, but they are sure purple. I love that. The little fish in the underwater. So the lightest purple down here is lilac, ultraviolet, dark blue, and that's a really dark blue. So if you know the term navy blue, really in the U.S. Navy, navy blue is black, okay? That's the colors, but they call it navy blue. Or it is the deepest blue ever, and it looks completely black. So they're calling this dark blue. I would call it navy blue. I mean, it's a really dark saturated blue. And then this first greenish yellow here is called meadowlark. And this last one is called lime. And I like these names. These are very citrusy colors, mixed in with this dark blue, or you could even put here a super, super duper dark purple. and then your ultraviolet and your lilac color. Oh, I love those. That is number 196. That was card 196. So that's our third one. And then I don't know about you guys, but I'm already getting the garden planted for this year. We're putting in a new greenhouse this year. I've got new raised beds I'm putting in, and I'm starting to plan everything. I'm starting to get my seeds. I'm trying to decide, where I want to do my seedling plants. I do a lot straight from seed because I like doing that. I gather my own seeds at the end and I replant them the next year and that sort of thing. But I'm planning the garden for this year. And when this one came up, I thought, oh, I've just been looking at tomato seeds and plants. So beautiful little tomatoes. Tomatoes, my absolute favorite fruit in the world. We consider them vegetables in how we eat them because we eat them savory, but they're really a fruit and I love them. I mean, when I was a kid, we would grow them. I'd grab them off the vine, wash them under the spigot next to the house, and I would just eat them like that. Oh, I love them. But let's look at these colors. So this top one up here is platinum. So this platinum is a really super duper duper light gray or silvery color. Okay, so when you're thinking about fabric, think of the lightest hint of gray or the lightest hint of silver. That's your platinum. And then here, this yellowish color, mimosa. Mimosa, ooh, that sounds yummy. A salad with a mimosa on the side, I could handle that. This one right here is good old orange. That's what that's called. But this one is blood orange, and that is a nice combination there. This one down here is auburn, and again, we have black in this one. So again, for the black, maybe find a fabric where black is in the fabric, but not overwhelming the fabric, not like a solid. And I think you will end up liking how it is better, because if you put just a straight black block in one of your 4 patches, your eye is always going to go straight to that black block in your quilt. So by putting it within a print in your 4 patch, it's going to give it a more overall combined look. So this is card number 236. 236. And we will call this, we can call this gardening season if you want, because I just don't know. We can call it tomatoes, because that's what it is, right? Tomatoes. But I, like some of you, I'm already planting that garden. Very excited about this year's garden too. So let me review these and get your camera ready to take pictures of these, because I won't be able to post a picture probably until sometime tomorrow. We're supposed to have some spotty coverage perhaps tomorrow as well, which is Thursday the 20th. So just be aware that this picture might not show up until the afternoon. I really don't know. Or I will I'll try to get it up. I can't even get it to come up on my computer. That's the problem. So I'll have it ready. I'll try to schedule it to go out in the morning. First thing I'll get up before I do anything, and I'll try to get it scheduled out there to see if it will post, but it may not until the afternoon. Alrighty. So underwater fishies, ultraviolet fishies. That's what we call it, 196. So go ahead and take your photo. Okay. A box of chocolates, number 178. 178, a box of chocolates. I could dig into those chocolates. Those look like yummy. 154, a winter eve. Beautiful colors. See, I would have never chosen these colors for a quilt block, but I think that's going to turn out being one of my favorite. I have this feeling. And 236, spring tomatoes. That's what we'll call spring tomatoes. There. And all of these, for those of you that have your color cube, are box number 1. Alrighty, so those are our color cube boxes. Now, I want to come back to our combination set. Whoops, helps if I don't have it upside down. Our combination set is what was combo 1 and combo 2. All of combo 1 comes in 4 sizes, and all of combo 2 comes in 3 sizes, and they can easily be mixed and matched for creating your quilts. But last week we launched a brand new segment single called the Harlequin Star. I love this little block. Isn't it beautiful? I love the star, how it comes together. Now this is a really interesting little block because instead of being done in rows, it's done in these triangles. right? So you're putting 4 of them together, and you put the way you put it together, no Y seams, 0 Y seams, right? So I love that. And I told you that this is a 5-inch finished block. So the 5-inch blocks within your combo set will work to expand this block and make it bigger. So if you have a bunch of, let me see, I have some. So here is a flying geese unit. I could put flying geese units on all sides. I could have them go that direction or that direction. If I did them in this direction with the geese pointing inwards, I would end up making that even a bigger star. I'm going to do some bigger samples for us so that you can see this done in the bigger samples, but I wanted to kind of share with you how you can play with these and figure out what you want to do before you do it. So this is your block. This is your segment single. You can find this available at the website www.mybuildaquilt.com. I can't put up a thing because this is on my phone, a banner. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the Harlequin star, and you can play with these, but this is what I want you to do if you have the combo set. And if you're doing our Easiest Quilt Along Ever, you have this combo set now. See my bin here? I have a couple of these, and within this bin, I have made template squares, what I call template squares or prototype squares. Every one of these from the combo set, I've made 4 to 8 of them. And that way, when I want to play with a square, creating a square, or if I want to play with adding segments to this square or any other 5-inch segment single that we have, I can pull these out and I can lay them on my cutting table and I can play with them until I like what I see. And then I can pull those files and go and make that exact star. And sometimes that's how our stars of the month come up, because I've played that way. So I'm going to give you all a challenge. I want you to take your Build A Quilt Basics combo set, and of all 6 of those segments, so there's only 6 of them, I want you to take some scrap fabric. Doesn't have to match. This is a great scrap project for you to do. So when you're putting these together and playing, you're not necessarily going to have things that come together in the same color. That's okay. You're looking for form and shape with these instead of color matching. And I want you to make yourself 4 to 8 of each of them so that you can have them in a basket. And that's what you use to play around with whether or not things are going to go together well or how you want to put them together. That's stage 1 for creating your own individual, brand new, no one else has ever done it, quilt. And that's my tip for you today. Making your sample squares from your combination set. Otherwise, you can sit here and look and you can go, would that go okay? Wouldn't that go okay? Well, that's not very helpful, because what if you're using a half square triangle next to something like our Harlequin star? Maybe when you put them together, however, that if you put them together, now this is a 4-inch, so I would need to use a 5-inch, but let's say this is a 5-inch and I put it up next to here. So all of my darks, if I had all my darks touching the Harlequin, what would that look like? But if I reversed it and had all of my light sides touching the Harlequin, what would that look like? And so in the coming days, when we actually, I'm going to do a full-on video of this showing you how these can go together and how you can play with them. But until that time, until that video comes out where you can really follow along step by step, I want you to start making your samples, because then you'll have them ready and you'll be ready to go when my video posts, okay? So the new Harlequin star is a great way to start, right? You can just use these as the 5-inch squares and come up with a whole piece of just 5-inch Harlequin stars if you want. But by adding pieces around it, you can come up with really beautiful secondary blocks. So if I were to put flying geese units with my geese flying inwards all around. See how I'm already just there with those 2 on there, creating a star, and then the Harlequin star would end up being the center of that star, and then up in my corners I would put the little little squares there to finish that off as a block. Or we have our half hex out there. Now that's not part of the combo set, but we did have our half hex out there. What would happen if I put a half hexagon on each side? That would make a really interesting shape. I probably wouldn't use it in a quilt, but what if I did it in a shape and had this fun shape and made placemats with it? Or mats to put a basket of flowers or vase of flowers on. So you can really play with those and figure out. That's our half hexy. That's another one of our segment singles. And our segment singles are really value priced. So they're easy to pick up and get and start making. Lots of things. And then there's one more thing. We did some pieces last year, and I think those are still available, where we learned about using triangles to make squares on point. So if I put these, let's flip this so this would look like a square, right? Would come across the top. That would be the top half of the square. That would put our segment single of our Harlequin star on point, and it would look completely different, but it would make a great block. And so in the video coming up that I am in the works of making, you're going to see just how you can create different blocks using those combo pieces and any of our segment singles, okay? And this segment single, the Harlequin star, you want to get yours now because you want to learn this technique of making a block with just triangles. It's really fun. It's really easy. There's no Y seams. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for today. Let me show you one more time the 4 cards for next week. So you're going to be doing 4 blocks. We've got the spring tomatoes, the winter's eve, the box of chocolates, and the ultraviolet fishies. Okay, so those are going to be our colors. I hope you noted those, but I will post the picture of all 4 of those and the blocks that I made from last week as soon as we get full internet back, okay? Thanks so much, everybody, for being with me. If you need to contact me, please do so at support@sewincommon.com. I'll get back with you absolutely as soon as I can, typically within an hour, sometimes sooner than that. If it's late at night, I always let you know, hey, we're already closed for the day. I'll get back with you first thing in the morning, all right? I don't like you guys to wait because I know I don't like to wait. Again, our website is www.mybuildaquilt.com. Thank you all for watching this video, and thank you so much for doing Wednesday workshop with me in this kind of different way. Until next time, everybody, go quilt life beautiful. Bye for now.